the assignment? Oh, God, share with me. Is there a challenge? Is there a challenge? Oh.
Yeah, good evening. Hello.
Okay, so how many of you did the assignments? And why? If you did not do, why? So if you hear your name, answer present. Valerie submitted 2 times, I guess. I don't know. Valerie, is he here?
Yes, I'm here.
You submitted the assignment?
Yes, I have.
Chinaza, did you? Chinazarita. If you hear your name, you'd answer. If you're not here, it's not say she say present, ma. Calm down. Okay. Onyedika. I can see Onyedika Chigozie. But is it up to 30? Okay. Impressive. Is it up to 30? Okay. Who else? Badru Islamiyat. I've never seen that name before. Are you here? Are you here? Islamiyat. Are you here? Who else? I like the way this person did this. Paul.
I'm here.
Okay, Mia is your name.
Yeah.
Paul, your one is straightforward though. This one, if you use this one, do carousel. Nice. Onyinye, I see you. Onyinye.
Yeah, I'm here.
30.
Yeah.
This assignment was really, you guys understood it to an extent, I'm believing. Any challenge with the assignment? Those doing it, did you encounter any challenge?
Yeah. Challenges. Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
The challenges are, I think, the UI elements. Most of them have a kind of, should I say, similar names, different names, but similar kind of use, like that of mat bar, something, and the rest. They almost have the same. Yeah, have you meet something?
Meatball. Menu. Meatball menu.
Yes, on menus. Yeah.
And which one is the same?
So, like I'm saying, like they have these different names, but the same function almost. Just different kind of icon and way they open. And I don't know if.
Can you be specific?
Huh?
Can you be like specific? Well, I agree with you because to an extent, but not everything. So I think something like the tab bar, some people call it nav bar for mobile, and all of that. So yes, but not very few of them, kind of. So was that the challenge?
And yeah, and I wanted to ask if they can also be be used in same like kind of, are they, how will I explain it? Like, I don't know, like, can you can use it same way like you use others, like that of meatball and the rest. Like, you can use it in any of your design, or is there a separate way to use them?
So I don't, well, were you in my last class?
Yeah, I was in the last class.
So I kind of explained to my own level of what's the right word, based on the experience, when to use some of this menu, right? I
Yeah.
show, yeah, I can see something now. Let me just share my screen quickly so I could address this. Share screen. So something like this. This is whoever has the assignment knows his or his or her self. So this is a menu. So this hamburger menu basically most times is generally used.
I can't see anything. No.
Oh really? Why? I don't know why. Can any other person see my screen?
Yeah, I can
Yes,
see your screen.
So I guess you're the one that is to load your whatever. So when you talk about menu is supposed to show a list of things to be selected, right? That's one thing you must know about menu. So these things are just a different representation of menu, and there are some places where this menu are popularly used. But just know that menu is supposed to show a list of items or list of stuffs that you have, options that you have to choose from. That's one menu, function of menu. So for example, this hamburger menu here is usually found in mobile applications, but basically sometimes at the left hand side or right hand side. And then when you click on it, there is something like a swipe and you see a list of things that you should choose from. I explained that this donor menu is basically used for filter. This is like a filter sign. No, filter means like a funnel sign. That's why it has a sign, the shape of a funnel, right? Then this bento menu is usually used, for example, when you have lists, but not in a list form. I don't know. Okay, I'd say it's usually in Windows. So you see things arranged like vertically and horizontal, like blocks, like the items or the option arranged in blocks, just like this. So in such situation, that's why sometimes you see, if you're using a Windows, for example, and you want to maybe sort a view to be somehow, maybe you want a view to be a list, you see something like list, and then you see something like this block, showing you that the view is going to be viewed in such a way that it will be arranged in blocks. I don't know if I'm communicating.
Yes, you understand.
Yes. So as for this kebab and meatball menu, so I think this is usually used maybe in cards or any other thing, in cards or places where you want to show list of things, in maybe web application, mobile application, and the choice of whether to use a kebab is because when you talk about kebab means something, but it doesn't determine the function per se. So but kebab or meatball can be used as a menu, like a normal menu. So your choice of whether you want it horizontal or vertical is your choice. Is based on balance of how the system balance is based on, there's a kind of card you have to use the vertical will be better. There is some that you have to use. So I'm using card because I'm believing you understand what I mean by card. There's some kind of design, let me use design you want to do, and meatball just fits based on aesthetics, or kebab just fits based on aesthetics. I don't know if I'm communicating.
Yes, you are.
So these are to the best of my knowledge, where you could use this different kind of menu. For example, maybe in a card, those cards you have, and then you want to select whether you want to edit or delete, even on your phone, whether you want to delete or you want to edit, you can't use a bento menu or a donor menu or a hamburger menu. No. Do you get? Because it is not the right place to use that kind of menu. All right, as you become familiar with applications and building applications, you will also know where most of these things are due. But
Okay.
this, I know I can. Okay, so someone wants to say something.
Sorry, can I add something to what you were saying?
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, so for this same Zoom platform you're using now, at
Yeah.
the
Okay, up
bottom
here.
right corner, you see the more option. I don't know who is using
Yeah.
the mobile version. So when you click on it, you see that the meatball menu, how it looks is how it's listed out the emojis. You know, when you open that meatball menu at the bottom right, you see that beside it listed are I think frequently used emojis, you know, showing that they are from that menu, but they're like a list of, is listed out how the menu is placed. The menu is kind of horizontal. So that's how it is listed out.
It doesn't work that way like that because I don't know if anybody can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Do you see this more here? Are you seeing anything like more?
No.
You can't see it.
Mm-mm.
Let me, I can't even drop it. Should I screen grab and drop? It's still listed. Let me see what I can screen grab and it's now this max okay while I say I don't know how to go about it. So let me try. But my point is not a phone. Hey, but how can I what can you guys see on my screen?
We can see the main work space and also the option.
Can you see?
The bar up there?
I clicked on
Tabs are
something.
open up there.
Did you see? Are you seeing something
I
updates?
think you should zoom. I think you should zoom out.
Yeah, we are seeing your updates.
Can you
There's
zoom out
still
a little?
updates, right?
Yeah.
The person asking the question, can you see updates too?
Yes. Let's see.
So this is a menu. Do you get?
Yeah.
It's based, for example, not like you cannot have that horizontal one here, but aesthetically, this is suitable because what I wish you could see this more. What's more that this more where I have more is a horizontal menu and it still appears as how this update appears. Okay, let me see. It's not really a function of because of its vertical, it's appear vertical, because of its horizontal. Let me see if this can omit problem. I wish it could show. Maybe as we go, if there's something like that, beautiful. Let's go to the popular Facebook that we used as a for example, this is Facebook. You could still have this just has one option. You could still have this thing to be dot vertical and it doesn't change anything. It doesn't, it's still like that whole list that you mentioned. I wish where can I find horizontal? I think because of consistency, that's what their menu are. So we will not dwell so much on, I don't want us to dwell so much on this. Let's see how Twitter did theirs. Twitter still use the horizontal one too. So whatever, see we still have a horizontal here. It still works. It's not a function of this thing. It's just based on choice and aesthetics because they all have the same options. See it in the car, the same options. See it here, same lists. It just shows you there's a menu from which you should choose from, whether horizontal or vertical. Oh. Am I understood?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, but that other ones can be quite specific. Give me 1 minute. Let me. Any other question? Fine, forge ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, so when I was trying to export the file, the assignment, it had like multiple errors. So they were saying some sort of error in the picture, something, thus I couldn't export
Are
it
you on your system?
down on my system.
Can you share your screen
All right.
and try it? Give me 1 minute as you share it.
Okay, can you see it? Hello?
Yes, we can see your screen. We can see your
You
screen.
can see your screen. Continue.
All right. So when I exported the files, each of them, like for instance here, it had this I don't know, this notification, this warning, and then all the other ones
Try
had it.
exporting again. Try exporting again. Let's see. Close that thing. Close the end and cancel. Cancel. I export. Click on what you want to export.
Said PDF. So
Click on what you want to click on what you want to export. Is that how you wanted to export it?
yeah.
If you want to export that, right, it has to be inside. Oh, these are different elements. If you want to, first of all, this kind of thing, you want to export it together, you have to put them in a not necessarily a frame or a rectangular shape, or you group them first. For example, write carry everything like that. Control G. Have you Control G?
Yeah.
Let's try exporting. So you have to export them as one. They have to be one. Do you get? You can see it exported. Or you place
Change it
a
to PDF.
rectangle. Okay, one thing to try it using PDF. Change PDF. Let me see whether there's any obstruction for that in PDF. It's still export. It's still export. So is either you do, this is not the best way, but is either you first of all make it whole, or you put a rectangle or a frame. So create a rectangle. Create a big rectangle. Just create a rectangle. Yeah, it's okay. Send to back. You can make it white or something. Right click on that rectangle too. Still make it white. Then right click on the rectangle, frame selection. Yeah, you want to convert it to a frame. Again, go back.
Yeah.
Click on that frame. Move the frame. you see, those things are not yet inside the frame. So click
Yeah.
on the whole rectangle that is now a group. As in click on yes. Yeah. Check whether it's selected. That whole, what you grouped. What you grouped. Click on what you grouped. Control X. Control S, cut it. Click on your frame, gong gong. Click on your frame. No,
Yeah.
no,
click
your
on the
frame. The white frame, the rectangle frame.
Yeah, that's what I did. I clicked on
No,
it.
no, you're not. If you click on the thing, I will know. Click, go up. Can you zoom to? Is that what you made as frame?
Yeah.
Yeah, put the frame back to the rectangle, like the way you placed it back to the rectangle. Then Control V. There's something I'm not getting right.
See, can he go to that layer panel and put the rectangle inside the frame? You can actually do it from that phone.
Yeah, okay. Let's use.
Like the rectangle is outside, so you
Yes.
just put it inside the frame. So it's
So at the left hand side, this left hand
What
side,
if he ungroups it?
don't, you should not
no,
And
ungroup
then
he
you
it.
doesn't
group
have to. Just push that rectangle to where
At
frame,
your
like put it
left
inside
hand side, there is a place called rectangle. Move it
that
inside the
rectangle
frame.
one. Yes,
Yes, move it inside the frame.
no,
Do
from the
it, do
layer
it at
panel.
that white place. That place. Move it. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Then you carry what
Put it.
that group one. Select group one. Like we'll be using this layer. Select group one. Click on group one. Click on group one.
Hello?
That place you have group one. Click on it. Control X. Click on the frame. Click on frame one. Then Control V. Then move it inside. Push it inside. Move your frame. Move your frame. Let's check whether it's inside. Click on frame one and move it.
It's not.
Frame one.
Yeah, I just clicked on frame one.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So you can export it like that. And it will still export with your white background. I think that will be resolved. Any other one before we move? Okay, please.
So I just want to ask again, sorry. Now that that stuff is in form of like a PDF, yeah, is it going to show as sliders? Is it going to show in like form of like a presentation form, or I don't know? Is it just going to be one full document?
Yes, it will be one full document.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if it's enter another page, how it's going to, but I think it's just one page document.
Okay.
It's one page document. It's not, I think it's one page document. Okay, so my concern today is our assignments and why didn't we submit the assignment? And I am seeing that how many people, just very few persons submitted. You know, I've been smiling. I've not been having issues with the assignment. I've not speak so much about the assignment, but day by day, it's as though the number of people that submit keep reducing, and that's not nice. I want to know why. And the fact that you've been assigned to a mentor does not mean that we cannot reassign you out of the program. You get. So why am I having just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, just not even 20 something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 4 times 3, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 20, 22 persons. And then on this Zoom call, we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 5, 25, 25 plus 25. I don't know how to count it, sharp, but we are more than. 22, I guess. Why?
Sorry, can I say something?
Okay, can talk now.
Yeah, actually, I've been working on mine all day, and then I've been having light issues, and my system doesn't have any backup. I need to change back, so I need to like work fast, and then when I have light issues, the system goes off, and I can't work with it anymore. So that's what has been delaying me.
That's what delayed you since Sunday.
Yes, actually, we've not been having lights in this area. You can hear from here, Gen is on everywhere. We're having light issues here.
Annie, let me leave you alone. Peace. Is your assignment here? Anya, peace. Is your assignment here? Anya, peace. Is your assignment here? If I don't get a response, I know you're not in this chat and I'll remove you. Anya, peace. Is your assignment here?
Yes, it's there.
I'm not impressed, Shao. I don't know what to say, and it's not making me to move forward.
Can you give us a little more time? Let's see tomorrow, because I saw the link very late today. I saw it.
The issue is not linked. If you are part of the class the last time, you know that I gave that assignment in the class, and I mentioned it several times. People kept asking, "Ma, what's the assignment?" I kept saying the assignment. So link or no link is not the excuse. See this menu here. Sorry. See this. Can someone see? If you go to your Zoom at the view area, that place is okay. I don't know if you can see it though. You will see that there is a bento. Is it bento menu? Like a gallery for you to view stuff as gallery. I just noticed. I see let me point it out. Okay, I'll just please if
Yeah, it's true.
did you see it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the last class, I talked about please. This is the last grace I'm going to give. If I notice that you've not been consistent, I will call goodness and tell her to take you away. Thank you. In our last class, we talked about grade system. Any question on that? Because I think something happened. Did I take question? Okay, we talked about grid system, talked about UI component. Okay. So I can clearly say that you guys understand grid system, bah? So you should be using that in your designs. Bah? Yes. So today I want us to look at color style and font style. I'll just share my screen and then I'll explain that. Oh, share. There's a lot of things open. Okay. Let me share this. Figma. I'm teaching on components. Look for a design that I've designed in the past. My God. We've been doing web in the past, but let's try mobile. Let's try mobile frame, iPhone Pro. So grid, 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 grid. For column, margin 16. Let's see. Data system. So let's make it easier like this. Most times I don't think too much about in terms of grid system. I don't usually think so much on grid system when it comes to mobile. I usually just have this hack of making sure that my margins are 16, which is part of the four grid system rule. And then my gutters are also multiples of 4 as well. These are the two things I think about. Unlike the web, where I have to start thinking about the size of the width, the stretch, and all of that. So I want to use an already made design to explain what I want to explain. It's better off let me use this. This is like a crypto web. And there are some certain things that we have that are, so components are reusable. Components are so when you say that you are creating a component, that means you are creating, it's more like creating something you know is going to be used over and over again. So you're like creating a component that in which a replica of that component can be made, can be duplicated and used over and over again, so that if I make a change on a particular component, it is able to reflect on others, right? An example will show you better. So I'm trying to design a card, or let's just design this thing from scratch. I'm going to be showing us components and then auto layouts, components, auto layouts, and variants. For those that don't know, so let's ungroup this. Ungroup. This thing has a lot of auto layouts. So I want to design that. So I have this Binance logo already. And then I want to put the name beside, and then the title beside, below. So for consistency's sake and for space sake, there's something about auto layout. It helps in consistency in spacing, for example. So I don't want these things everywhere. So how auto layout works is I click on Binance and shift, I click on BNB. And when I select, this is auto layout, though there are more new features, I click on this. So it helps me in alignment. So automatically, it's already know that because of I placed it left, it has this whole feature of left. Like it automatically shows that this is left, right? If I want to be in the middle, I can select the middle aspect. If I want to be at the right, I can select. So it helps it contributes to in alignment, and then you are able to know the distance between this Binance and BNB is 4. You can choose to increase it. It's 3. You can choose to increase it to 4, right? Or you can, this new feature that they have, you can actually adjust it. When you click on it, adjust it here, and then you are seeing whatever adjustments you are making. For example, we're using the 4 grid system. So we want to go with 4. You place it in the middle, and then you want this and this one to be aligned. So other than maybe going through all of this middle and everything, which is important, auto layout helps you out too. So you click on auto layout again, and then you have, it tells you that here to here is 20, as you can see here. You can choose to adjust it. I'm coming. You can choose to adjust it. It just tells you that there's a consistency of 20 for everything that you add. For example, if I want to, one other thing that auto layout does is that it helps you to, for example, if you are making a table or you're making a list of items, it's position those things automatically. For example, if I want to add more item after this Binance and I just Binance, I'm like Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, it automatically brings the next one. Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, it brings the next one. So it helps for proper alignment and consistency in your designs. So I know that, okay, this time from here to here, maybe because I'm using the 16 grid, I may make it 24, right? And I want to add this, which is supposed to show the whatever. And then for this one, I want consistency between up and down. I click on this, select shift, select the auto layout. It's as easy. You can see it's in the middle, but I don't want it to be in the middle. I want it to position left. I select left. I'm okay with in between 4, and then I take it here. This thing I'm showing you may not be enough to explain it because as a new beginner, so I'll advise for you to look out for more examples out there. So I have this and this and this, and I want them to, I can easily just do like this and place it here, do like this and place it. When you move it, it shows you, once it shows you and place it here. So what this tells me is that I have a consistency of 20, which I can increase or reduce. So it really helps in consistency. But maybe that's not the case here. That's not what I want here. That's not the case here. I want this to be here. I'm not like I want everything to be equal. I want this to be here, and I want this to be here. So it's just like, for example, this is a whole entity. This is another entity, and this is another entity. I can choose to do auto layout. I will click this shift, click this shift, click this shift, and then Control G, group them, and then add auto layouts. So it's, if you notice this, it has a consistency of 44. There's space here for 44. It didn't affect this one because this one is a wholesome being already. I don't know if I'm explaining very well, but with time, I know you'll get it. So that's the role of auto layout. It helps, it makes your design kind of wholesome. It makes your design consistent, even in numbering, and it reduces work for you. So for example, so I'm done with this and I want to create more of this. So maybe I Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. I carry, oh no. See, because this thing is not, you see auto layout. Okay, this is not part of it. Okay, this is a different, if you notice when you do auto layout, it comes out as though a frame is covering it. So when I want to duplicate, for example, I click this shift, right? And I click on auto layout. So this is already, I like this new feature that they put though. It makes things easy. This is telling me that we have 29 and maybe I want it to be 32. I can either adjust it here, 32. So I don't need to start, maybe I'll carry another one, Alt. I'll carry this one, for example, click on Alt and be shifting it. All I have to do is that I click on one, Control C, Control V, it keep going down, Control C, Control V, it's arranges itself because I have auto layout it. Am I communicating? I'm talking to myself. Are you guys hearing me?
You're communicating now.
So now, all of this work hand in glove, for example. So for example, this is a card I created. No, you can call this a card, actually. If I put, this is not a card though, but for example, if I choose to, let's leave it like this. I'm not choosing to do anything. You can choose to make this a component. Since you're going to have a repetition of this kind of layout, you can make this a component. Maybe I first created this, I right click. When I right click, you see something like create component, and then you create a component. This is a component. You can see it's, this is a sign of component. This rectangle, diamond shape. So it's a component. Let's remove this. Then I have this here, for example, and I duplicate, selecting this shift, select this, I make an auto layout. Then on clicking on this, I duplicate because I want more of it, right? What that means is that whatever change I make here, so for example, I decide to make this adjustment to this, that's not the component. See the main component here. So let's sometimes it's good to,
Or is it just me or is her line cracking?
Yes, it's
times
breaking.
separate your components from these things. Instance are like the children. So
Sorry, ma. Can you recap because
I'm
you?
breaking.
Can you hear
Okay, can you
me?
guys hear me? Can you hear
Yeah,
me
I can
now?
hear you. Yeah.
Yes. So what it means is that when I don't know where I stopped, but did you get where I created a component?
We got where you created the
Yes.
components, but we didn't get where you explained, as in you started shifting in those elements that were in the first one you selected.
So see it here. So I created this component, and I know I'm going to use this component over and over again. So I duplicate, and then select and make as auto layout so that I can consistently, right? It can constantly position how I want it to be positioned. So where's my component safe? I think this is my component. This is my component. Why others are called instance, or instance means they are the children, kind of. So I want to make a change. Maybe I meet my client and then my client is saying, I want this space between here to be reduced. So because I've made this a component, in a norm, I will go here and start doing, I will shift here small and shift it, and it takes a lot of time. What component does is that once I make an adjustment here, it reflects in the children or in the instances automatically. Do you understand? So that's one thing about components. One. So I've showed you how to create a component. Just simply click whatever you want. It's a click whatever you want, whether it's a frame, in a frame, or they are grouped together. Right click, whether it's a frame, they are grouped together, or an auto layout. So first of all, I showed you guys how auto layout works. There's still other scenarios where you can play auto layout, right? I've showed you guys how auto layout works, and then I showed you guys how to create a component, right? Now I want to show you how, where's the component? Okay. I want to show you how to create a variance. For example, let's use this as an example. Let's take
Excuse me.
this.
Excuse me,
Okay, yeah.
please. I'm sorry for this. Please, how did you create the how did you call the name? The other part of this component, the one you did copy and paste. How did you create? Did you just copy the component and paste it and it automatically create those ones or what?
This is the component I created, right? I duplicated it. So this is the component, I duplicated it. Then I select component, select this as well, the child, and I did auto layout. Do you get? So I wanted to replicate it more because of it's already auto layout. It is auto layout. I just Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. That is copy and paste, and they all came out like this. This is still my components. I take away my components. Yes. So now, for example, we have variance. There is something called variance. Variance means, there are situations where how will I explain it? Where maybe you want to show the state of things. You want to show the state of things. Maybe you want to show when this thing is red, for example, without that can be shown. Okay, let me use this for example, where it's popularly known. So I have a label. I know I taught you guys what label is. I have a label, and the label completed. This is what completed looks like. For example, maybe in progress. Okay, this is how completed look like. So this is a label that shows the status of something, for example. So I right click and then I make it a component, right? I make it a component. So I don't even know where I am. I make it a component. So I'm supposed to have like other states like in progress, to do or something like that. So I click on, where did Figma keep variants? When I click on I've made it a component first. So it's a component because I'm going to reuse this thing over and over again. I've made it a component. Then I click on this properties, this place, create component properties, and I select variants. It appears like this one. So if I want to add a variant, it's showing me add variant. So I click on add variants and then give the variance. Maybe I want this to be red. I need to say cancelled or something. I'm supposed to show you auto layout in button, but I'll do that later. Cancel. I want to add another variant to show maybe blue, to show in progress or something. I didn't use auto layout for this, for those that may know knowledge of auto layout for this, for the buttons, because I want them to be the same size left and right and not be controlled by the text. So this is a component with its variants. Like variants means it's that you can say different status or pre-market properties. So what that means is that, so when I want to create something, I carry this is a component already. So I duplicate, I take more like I carry the component, a duplicate of the component, and maybe I place it here, right? And I want to change it. All I have to do is, first of all, you can also name your components, maybe cancel. When you click on it, rather than calling it variant 2, you can say cancel. When you click on progress, you can change the name to in progress. So I've created a variance of completed. So when I click on completed, I can go here, completed is the default, and select cancel and select in progress. So this can change. So other than designing differently, you can easily change it on the spot. So I'm going to use this for example now. Maybe I know that I'm going to be using this, though that is not the fastest way. Let me see. Maybe I have an icon I'm going to be using, like these icons now that has Control C. I don't even think that will work because you can't group something and make it variants. You can't group something. Okay. You can't. Wait, let me see something. Group. That's what I wanted to do, but it won't work out that way. Okay, so let's move on to this now. Let's make this as a practical example. Remove. So I created this, and this is, I make this a component, create component. And this one, maybe I want to make a variant of this, my matrix. I can choose to know a variant of this. I right click, and first of all, let me separate it first. Let me text it. Okay, it can still stay. I separate it, then create component, and maybe I want to create a variant of it. Variant, and I want the variant to be red. So I still carry this, duplicate it, and put it back here. What else? What else? So I keep it here. This is not important. Shift. I keep it here, and then I want to recreate this. So I duplicate, then make shift, then make an auto layout with distance of 24. I duplicate, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. So I want this one to be red. So I click on this, change it to red. Click on this, change it to red. Right? And so there's something I want to show you guys. So I have all these icons for example already here. Good enough. So because of auto layout, there's something that auto layout did. I did auto layout for this. If you notice, this is auto layout. If you click on this, this says an auto layout having a distance of 16. There's this circle and this Bitcoin and BTC has a distance of 16, right? Because it's already auto layout. I can move this thing here and it takes the space. You know why this thing is showing everywhere? Because I'm doing it in the components. So let's just separate the components. So I want this. So I first of all identify the auto layout. Then okay, so what I do is identify the auto layout. What it with the component affected. Let me try. Control C. The affected. Okay. Sometimes in this time, for example, when I was designing this thing, the way I had to treat it was when I was sure I was done with everything, auto layout, anything, I detached components. What that means is that detach instance, when you right click, detach instance means you don't want whatever, you want to separate it from the model, from the main component. So when you click on detach instance, it's become a separate entity on its own. When you click on this, right click, you see go to main component. It can lead you to the main component, the main components from which the other instance were created. I just hope all these things will all become overwhelming, but in practice become perfect. So something like this, I detached instance because one thing that component does is that it may allow you not to make easy changes like that. It may allow you not to make changes like that. If at all I wanted to follow that whole component stuff, for example, let me show you, just like, because it's going to be really, really taxing. And other than following that, I choose to do this detaching of component. But let me just show you guys. So for example, I make this a component, create component, and I want to make this variant. And variance, for you to make a variance is made from an initial component. You cannot just come here and, unless there's something like that. So I can't come here, and then can it work? Okay, let's see. No, you can't. Let me check again. Maybe you select this. Maybe let's see some. Let me check something. You can't just automatically create a variance. You have to make something first a component before creating a variance of the component. So this is a component I've made to make a variance. So what can, because of I know how this thing look like, I may have to now recreate. Oh God. I may have to now recreate it. Maybe remove this one, put this one inside here, change this one to white. There's a lot of things to, so that's the variance. I want to make another variance. Maybe I want to make a variance for XP, whatever. Then I take this one, I take this away, and take this inside, and make this one black. It can work. So what that means is that I now carry this, maybe carry, because of I've made the variance, I have to collect that particular component. So what that means is that this is a component. Since I've detached this one, remove it. This is go to main component. This is a component of it. So look at it so that you don't get confused. This is a component. Inside this component, there are two components, which is this here and this here. So inside this component, I have made a variance, which are these two. So what that means is that, and is of this component has instances, children. So the same way I can click on this and then, sorry, I can click on this and then change it to red. The same way I can click on this one and change it to this or change it to this. So that's the role of components and having the variance of the components to get. But obviously you have to change the name. The name doesn't, you don't change the name. So that's how it works. So auto layout variants, auto layout variants. So this also works for maybe you have like a radio button, and then the radio button is this thing with mark, and then you have another one, you put a stroke, okay, put a stroke in it. Okay. Like I said, you cannot even move. I wish Figma have that thing where you can't merge something together and automatically makes it a variant other than creating a component inside a variant. So I have to make a component and then a variant. Oh, a variant. But this variant, it's you should have a stroke. So if I carry this component now and I keep it here, when I want to change, I can change it to this, I can change it to that. So basically that's like how variants, first of all, auto layout variants. For example, this auto layout is everywhere. Auto layout. So there was something I wanted to show you guys. Auto layout for maybe a button. You have a button like this, which let's make it a frame, and then you have this inside. So you can actually make this an auto layout. When you click on this, you click on auto layout. So what it means is that it has a padding of 17, which is here. Padding of 17 left and right, and up and down 4. So you can choose to adjust it to your chest, maybe 8 and then 16, for example. But most buttons are around 40, 45, 50. Some people make it as big as 60, but don't go so far. I'm talking in terms of height. So this is an auto layout button. So what that means is that even if I add extra thing like you blah 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 blah, it still maintains the padding sizes irrespective. Unlike, you can see, that's the good part of it. Unlike this one that I made, where is that? I don't know, did I get it? Unlike this one that I made here, that if I continue writing like this, once it pass, you get. So that's the importance of buttons being auto layout. So auto layout just helps in proper should I use the word scaling or proper padding, margin, consistency, spacing, and the rest of them. It's very important. So if you use any project that you do with auto layout, makes things very easy. For example, this was auto layout. I'm going to show you how I did this. Oh, how did it go away? People have started with this thing. So this shows that this and this was, but I can auto layout it, and it has size of 10. So inside this auto layout, as I put this, because this is auto. So let me just replicate this, for example, and then I think in the class. You have this, for example. Normally, I'm used to collecting using rectangle. You can go straight and just do frame and draw your frame on, other than doing rectangle and then converting it to frame. Don't be like me. Go to frame, and then you have this, and then you have this, for example. You have this up here, have this, you click this, shift, you click this, you auto layout it, 18, this is fine. Then inside this, okay, this is inside. You can click on the frame and do an auto layout. It automatically, it tells you, you may want to adjust the height of something else, make this whatever. Oh, what did I do? Why do I have to make it that big? No, frame, maybe that's 5. So that's the rule of, it helps to make your work much more organized. Auto layout is very important, very nice. Very, this was auto layout. See, this was auto layout with distance of 40 between each other. Center alignment. So as you design, I want you to play with both auto layout. It makes your work easier, components and variants. So I come to the end of this class. This is like a very important aspect of designing. I want to know if is there any other question? Is there any question? Not any other question. Is there any question?
Please, where did you get the icon, your icons from? Like the one you just showed us now.
Which icon are you talking about? All this
Down.
thing.
No. Down. The yes, this icons.
So there are different places you can get icons, basically. So for this now, I got this. This is like a UI kit. A UI kit that was bought from UI8. Right? Like this is, yeah, from UI8. So, but there are places where you can get, I don't know, if you're not cool with Iconify, you can go to Figma community and get icons there. Figma community have different, let's go to Figma community. I have to go back to access Figma community. Figma community have like a lot of icon sets. A unicorn, flexless web. You can select one and duplicate, and it becomes your property, right?
Okay.
There are some places where they maybe have, for example, this UI8 has like icons, if you have money. So because of, I have someone that already have a page UI8 with a collection of people. Most times if I need some of these things, I just contact the person to help me get this thing I need. You have money, you have $18,000, beautiful. So these are some of the places you can get icons. I also, okay. If you Google, so Google may have, most times I don't, because of Figma community is enough for me to get whatever icon I want. That's why I'm as if I'm short of other places you can get. Figma communities have a lot of, but I I don't even use UI8 for icons. I use UI8 basically maybe, and there are some random things I cannot get, or to make my work easier, I just get it and then make some changes and I'm off. But I won't advise you to use UI kits now as you are learning. Better you are good at your crafts, and then UI8 or UI kits are like surplus, especially when you have like multiple designs to do, and then you cannot start designing from scratch. UI kits can help you design maybe like the onboarding, the authentication that is almost similar everywhere. Basically, any other question? Any question?
I want to ask, where did you get your logo, the Binance logo and
I
other
told you
one?
that. I told you. Okay, let's see. Where's that? Let me see whether that will show you. Yeah. Where's that stuff? Did I stop sharing my screen? Yes, I did. Share screen. Yeah. I mentioned that this is a UI kit. This is a UI kit that has this thing already. But let's try. What's that site that have? Oh, my eyes. What's that site that has logos of whatever? What's the name of that site?
Brand fetch.
Eh?
Brand fetch.
Brand fetch. Do I have it? Let's see whether it has it. I'm not finance. This thing now, is it this brand fetch? Does it give you the SVG of it? Oh, why is this thing married to this? I will never let you go. Attachment that. Ah, wow. It doesn't give you. It just gives you the logo. Let's try again. I think there's brand fetch finance. It doesn't give you the logo. I've not tried looking for it, so I got it from you and Kit. There's another way to, let's see if search it on Google. Binance SVG logo. I now don't know which one is the real USB SVG. For this thing, I'll bring out things and tell you their SVG file, but their stories. Yes. Voila, to the logo. Don't mind how I'm adjusting it. That's not how they adjust things. Please don't try it. SVG svgrepo.com. Search for vector. No. So I think this is a good place to get SVGs. SVG, what kind of SVG? What kind of bubble? Ethereum. Nice. So good. We discover the place. SVG bubbles. Any other question? Once you know that, okay. Any other question? I'm guessing there is none. So let me stop sharing.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi.
My question is basically out of the class, like it's not related to the class.
Okay.
Can I please want to ask why some of us were not assigned mentors?
Oh, really? There are some people who are not assigned mentors. Are you that person?
Ma?
Why are you assigned a mentor?
No, ma, I wasn't assigned a mentor.
That means that I'll kick you out of this place now. Please get out and find another place.
Okay,
I don't know. Is it funny?
No,
Well,
it's but the way you say it's actually kind of funny.
Okay, fine. I can remember Goodness saying that in the beginning of this class, that if you are not assigned a mentor, you should meet her and then you guys can talk from there.
Okay.
So, part of
I wasn't
Goodness.
okay, I wasn't trying to begin part of the class.
Are you guys saying that you get the whole gist? So, whatever project I'm going to give you, I'm expecting an auto layout and the rest of them. You should answer me now.
Yes, we heard you.
All right. Since there is no